something to say, there's something to say.
Okay, everybody, how's it going? This is Our House 21 and my assistant Robin here. And so now we've got the transplant of the Boca bearings into the vehicle, in the slate.
Boca bearings.
Yep. So now all that's left to do is do the last official run to get the
For today.
Yes, the last run of the day, but this is going to be the official run to say how well the Boca bearings do against the stock Traxxas bearings. So I've already run one battery pack through with the Boca bearings to break them in, and I'm going to compare those numbers to what I got with the stock bearings. Now the stock bearings are both the stock and these Bocas are being done with the exact same battery pack to eliminate any potential errors. So get everything situated so we can see all the meters
And do the
runs. And do the run. So it's the same as before.
Cover your ears.
Yes. So I'm going to take again down to storage voltage. So going from a full battery pack to roughly to about 3.7 volts indicated, which will relax to about 3.8 volts a cell. So that's going to be a nice storage voltage. All right, so let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up, and just for the reference, so my last run with the stock bearings, I was averaging about 225 to 250 watts, if I remember correctly. So somewhere in the, let's just say 200 to 225 watts, because both power consumed, and that's about the amount of drag that I was getting before. So my break-in run, it was significantly less than that. So let's go ahead and see what the official run gets. So you hear the beeps? That's 3S LiPo.
And remember to cover your ears.
All right, thank you, Robin. Okay, spur gears at 123 degrees. Sorry, that's the pinion. Spur gear is at 114 degrees, and the motor is at 126 degrees. All right, so let's go ahead and get back into it.
Cover your ears again.
Okay, so I have a pinion temperature of 124.5 volts, not volts, 124.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Spur gear's temperature is 113, and the motor temperature is 145 even. So the battery's at 79.5 degrees. ESC is at 78 degrees. So ESC and battery are barely even blinking, and it's only pulling 20 amps, so that's about right. All right, so let's get back into it. And these little brakes give the motor and the gears a chance to cool off a bit. So let's go ahead and get back on. ahead and check the temperatures again. So I've got 119.5 degrees on the pinion. Got 105 and a half. Let me try that again. Make sure that's a good measure. Yeah, got 105 degrees on the spur. And 148 degrees on the motor, so we're good. So let me go ahead and take it home. Okay, let me go ahead and get the motor temperature or the gear temperatures. So we got 124 and a half again on the pinion. Now we have 98.5 on the spur. Let me get that again, just for sure I can. Okay. 103.5. And the motor temperature is 142. And the battery, 81.5 degrees, and the speed controller 77 degrees. So again, ESC and battery barely even breaking a sweat. Yeah, and they should, because we were pulling, only a fraction of their rated output power. But yeah, this combination, it worked really well. So, all right. So I'm going to crunch the numbers and then come back at the end of the video, and then we'll see how these things really perform. Okay, so I've crunched all the numbers. So you see here in front of me, you have the stock bearing numbers. And again, I've gone from a full battery up to like 12 volts down to basically indicating a little bit less than 3.7 volts per cell. So when I relaxed or when I stopped the run, it came back to about 3.8 volts per cell. So nice storage charge. You can see the RPMs vary from about almost 46,000 RPM to like 42,000 RPM. So again, I did stock bearings. That was my benchmark. Then the Boca bearings break-in run, and then finally the run for the record. So let me just go ahead and bring up the results here. So you can see this is really definitive. Here's the stock bearings. Okay, so as you can see with the numbers, it's the stock bearings numbers are very much like what we saw on Dizzy's numbers. Or if I jump back, you see that you start off at a good voltage and it just drifted right down nice and linear. And again, with Slade's, nice linear results. And the stock bearings weren't too bad, but you look here at, this is the red graph, this is the break-ins. You can see that it started to start at a fairly high level as we saw before, and then after it had a chance to relax and come back, it just leveled off nice and flat. So after it had a little bit of time to cool down, and I did the next number, is again nice and linear, but you look at the difference in numbers here. Whereas the stock bearings are going between almost 250 watts drifting down to just about 190. The Boca bearings, they didn't break 200. They, the highest number was 188 watts, and it drifted down to 150. So looking over here on the side, I saw gains across the board of between 22 and almost 30% improvement. So this is just hands down, categorically, without a doubt, a significant improvement in rolling resistance due to the Boca bearings. So, and I could see this coming through from the preliminary numbers, but this is hands down beautiful. So thanks guys at Boca for making a good quality product. So I'm going to go and take Slade out very soon and repeat my last set of runs, where I basically had 3 consecutive runs at just about 72 miles an hour. And I'm going to repeat that with the same configuration and see what happens. And based upon how that does, I may swap back in my 10 scale Sidewinder ESC and see what that does. If that puts Slade cleanly into the 70-mile-an-hour club. But it all depends on what the results are of the rerun of my last runs. But like I said, I'm impressed. I'm very, very happy with these results here. So for those of you who don't think that ceramic bearings actually do anything, this is pretty good proof. So again, like I said, I'm pretty impressed. I think Boca did a great job. It's a great product. I highly recommend it. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Again, this series is kind of long, but I think it's important to have the unabridged process so people see everything that's involved, and also know that there's no funny business. So I kind of view this as my engineering integrity, and I want you guys to know that I'm doing, when I do these benchmarks and these comparisons, I'm doing everything above board. I'm showing you all the numbers and all the data so that there can be no questions. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Look for more run videos and a whole bunch of more craziness in the future. Our House 21 signing off. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Remember to check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and social media and all those other little sources. And most importantly, remember the mantra: fly, fix, fly, break it, fix it, and do it all over again. Our House 21 signing out. Peace.